All right, so we're walking into the offices of Reform Cryo. This is whole body cryotherapy. We're in Frederick, about 20 minutes away from my home in Clarksburg, fresh off a 20-mile run, 2 hours and 15 minutes. The legs feel like jello. Never actually done the cryotherapy before. Got the opportunity to do it, so I'm just going to talk to you about it. I'm going to walk you through the process of what actually goes on. So you come in, you got to take all your clothes off, and they've got a little room here where you're going to have some stuff set up. May I? Okay. Yep. So they've got robes set up for you, some mittens, some socks, some slippers. Be able to put your personal stuff right up here. And then we'd be able to come right back in here and hop in the actual machine. So the machine is cooling right now. This is the man responsible right here. This is Dr. Kelly Groves. How are you?
Great.
All right, Dr. Kelly Groves with Reform Cryo. What are the benefits of cryotherapy?
Well, the great thing about cryotherapy, Adam, is it can help with a lot of ailments. How it works is it cools you to negative 220 degrees Fahrenheit, which instantly stimulates your thermoreceptors and triggers the fight or flight response that is natural in the human body. The reason that's so successful in helping people recover and feel better from pain and other ailments is because your blood then rushes to your vital organs in your core. At that time, it gets supercharged with oxygen, proteins, and enzymes that when you get done with your session, which is a quick 2 to 3 minutes, the blood rushes back to your extremities and helps your body heal.
All right, and then you were telling me that this is some sort of shaking device here. What is this?
That's right.
We'll get on that when we're done.
That's a vibe plate that we run between 3 and 5 minutes to help the blood flow back to your extremities. If you've already done a workout, if you are going to work out after your session, then obviously that's enough to push the blood to your extremities. But for people who aren't going to work out or aren't be active or will not be active after their session, this helps the blood go back to the extremities.
So what I'm very curious about is I literally ran 20 miles. Hold on. Let me see if I can twist this to get both of us in the shot. So I ran 20 miles. I wiped off. I came down here.
Yes.
So what am I going to notice as far as a difference if I didn't do anything versus doing this?
So one of the best things that we've noticed with any of our long distance athletes, swimmers, runners, cyclists, is that their recovery time is reduced greatly. I just talked to a former Olympian and now swim coach yesterday that said his swimmers are recovering in about half the time when they use regular cryo sessions after their workouts. So obviously for somebody running 20 miles, there can be a couple days of dead leg syndrome that any of us who've run know about. That time being reduced in recovery allows you to train sooner and therefore make better gains.
So for a guy who's literally leaving here and going to Virginia to cover Super Tuesday, I'm going to be much better off having done this, and I will be able to get through my day,
Absolutely.
do a live report at 11 o'clock, and still be upright.
Well, the
legs will still be functioning.
You know, not that you need it, Adam, but the great side effect of this is it does give you an endorphin rush, and you'll be full of energy the rest of the day. But
that
it also
wear off at like 10:45, right before the live report.
It does help you sleep.
Okay, good.
Hopefully, you'll make it till 11.
Here we go.
Yeah. How cold does it get? Negative 220.
All right, so we're going to walk into this thing. It's negative 220 degrees. And we're in there for 3 minutes?
2 minutes the first time.
2 minutes.
First time, then you can go up to 3 as your body gets used to it.
No one's ever been in there like freaked out, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not locked or anything, so if you do it.
Okay.
So if you're ready,
Yep.
step on in.
Woo!
Hand you your robe over top.
All right, so all I got on is a pair of socks, slippers, gloves, and a pair of compression shorts. He's going to give me another pair of gloves, so I'm going to put these on.
Let me know what those are on.
I need to go to the bathroom. I'm just kidding. All right.
Gloves on?
Not yet? Okay, so the gloves are on, my hands are by my side.
All right, I'll get you started. Great job.
All right, so negative 220 degrees. Here we come. I feel like an ingredient inside of a witch's brew. It's getting cold. Glad I had the hat on, that's helping.
Yep.
Yep.
You just ran up on along, right?
Now, what's that?
You had just run.
I ran 20 miles.
You
Yeah.
feel a lot in your legs for the high inflammation and everything.
Yeah, everything hurts basically.
Yeah.
Right now I feel like a popsicle being made, but it's good. So the sensation is, imagine you walked into like a walk-in cooler at a restaurant with no clothes on, which obviously the health department would not like, so don't do that. But it's like, you know when you open the freezer and you get hit with that blast of cold air? It's like that, but it's perpetual. It stays. It's actually, it feels like it's getting colder. I'm not shivery. I just can feel that it's cold, but not super crazy cold.
Feeling good? Arms and legs? Feel good?
Yeah, everything feels okay. So the first one is 2 minutes, and I guess if you've done it before, you go longer after that.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm feeling it in my chest. Cold, starting to get a little shivery.
Yeah,
Nothing painful, nothing awkward, just cold.
Yeah, 30 seconds left.
All right, we've got 30 seconds left. I think we can bust through that. So what I'm looking forward to the most here is not hobbling around today. Last week when I ran 18 miles, everyone saw me walking through the newsroom and thought I was arthritic. They're like, "What's wrong with you?" "Oh, you're that guy." So hopefully today I won't look like that guy. All right, so my calves are pretty cold. They feel actually like they're frozen. And now it's over.
And I'll hand you a robe. I'm just going to crack the door a little, let the vapor out.
My calves feel a little awkward.
Hey, thanks, John.
You gave me the big glove. It's easier to put the robe on.
Give you the big gloves?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
It's a little awkward to get the robe on with them.
So again, my calf muscles feel a little strange. Not painful, not crampy, almost like pre-crampy. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe Kelly can explain.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, so we were in there for 2 minutes at minus 220 degrees. All right, we're good.
You good to go?
And that was quite an experience. What do we do now?
We're gonna go get you on the vibe plate, get that blood flowing back to your
The
extremities.
vibe plate. All right.
So Adam, we're gonna get you to hop up here.
Okay.
I'm gonna start it on a lower setting and I'll take it up and it'll vibrate at a higher frequency.
And the purpose again is
To get the blood rushing back to your extremities. That all that blood that's returned to your core to get supercharged, we want it to come out as fast as possible. And this is one of the things that we do. Some people even do exercises like little squats while they're on this.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, you got enough exercise earlier. So we start at 10. You're going to do this for between 3 and 5 minutes.
Okay.
People who do the sessions more frequently, they kind of dial into what works best for them.
Okay.
I do it on the low side,
Low shape.
low in time.
Yeah.
Some people like it higher in time. I'm going to move this up frequency and get you a little more shake.
I
Okay?
feel those glutes shaking.
There you go.
Gotta back that ass
In a
up.
good way.
Sorry. Shakira machine.
I'm an idiot.
The Shakira machine.
You're on the Shakira
Yeah,
setting.
The Shakira setting. Okay, that's beautiful. That's tremendous. This is. Does this machine have any other use other than like you come out of that and get on this? Like what
Yep.
else is it good for?
So actually, vibe plates are used a lot in the rehab setting and in the fitness setting. So people will do lateral lunges, squats. They'll do a whole workout on a vibe plate.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it's been shown to be highly beneficial for stimulating some of the nerve tracts that aren't normally stimulated in a workout.
Okay.
Specifically, the more expensive vibe plates don't just shake back and forth or forward a bit, but they actually work in 3 dimensions. They actually go up and down a little bit as well.
Okay. It's like you're on the ocean, like you're in a boat.
Yeah, it creates different ionic charges
Right.
that we feel when we are in the ocean.
Okay. This is crazy.
You want to try a little faster?
Whatever you think is medically beneficial.
I go about 25 to 35. Hey, look at that.
All right.
Coach Shannon isn't here right now, one of the trainers out here, but he talks about how like doing balance moves
Okay.
on the vibe plate really stimulates the blood flow.
Like as part of a workout,
Yeah.
not like.
Even after
Oh, okay.
sessions. So after his sessions, he'll get on one leg while he's doing it.
Right. Would you say that cryo is more or less beneficial for any particular group of athletes? Football players, runners, triathletes, weightlifters, or does it kind of treat everybody the same?
I'm really glad you asked that question, Adam, because any athlete that has inflammation, which is pretty much all athletes, can benefit from cryo.
Okay.
So the biggest benefit, whether we're talking medical conditions, improved performance, or recovery, it's because it knocks down the inflammation fast.
Gotcha. Cool. So I'll be ready to start running again in 2 days.
Okay. 2 days. I'm going to slow it down for the last minute, okay? Go back down to 25. Different frequencies.
Okay. See
And
those-
you
what, go ahead.
should be noticing your extremities warming up a little bit now.
They never even, I mean, they felt like cold for like an instant, but I never felt like when I got out, it was like, okay, we're good.
Now,
I wasn't. I
For
didn't-
my benefit, because you're so good at explaining these things, and I describe it exactly the way you do, like as a walk-in freezer.
Right, right.
It cools you so fast that it's not uncomfortable. Would you agree?
Not at all. Not at all uncomfortable. I mean, it just got to the point where it's like you started shivering a little and then it was over. And not shivering like it was painful or annoying. It was just like, okay, I feel like a popsicle.
Well, I'd love to get you up for a full-length session again sometime.
How
When's
long
your
are
next
those?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay.
So if you didn't have any problem, a reaction, Raynaud's phenomena, any circulatory problems in your fingers or toes,
Right.
then you can probably go to 3 minutes if you've got another long run
Yeah.
coming up.
So next week what I'm doing is, next week is my last long run, and I'm going to split it up. So instead of running 22 miles, I'm going to run 2 11-mile runs, one in the morning, one in the afternoon.
And that's your last long run before the
Tapering.
rock and roll.
Yeah, I'll do 2 weeks of taper. So after that, I'll do a 16 and then like an 11, and then the race will be the next week.
So your short run, 16.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I was
The
thinking.
dialed back run, exactly. And then, so like I said, I've been running this one, not slow, but just like I've been measuring heart rate more than I had been pace. So I'm running at like zone 2 for like 145 heart rate. And so my times, like if I looked at my splits because of the elevation, they're anywhere between 8:05 and 8:45. I want to try to qualify for Boston before the end of the year. There's a race in Pennsylvania that I can do that for my age group. 3:10 is the cutoff, but you need to do like 3:07:30 because so many people
Oh, really?
will beat the qualifying standard that they end up dropping it. So I'm just going to aim for a 3-hour marathon, which is like a 6:52 pace.
And you know, like 20 years ago, it was actually harder to qualify.
Really?
The times were lower.
Huh?
But so I just learned from you that even though they make the times a little more lax, it doesn't really matter because there's so many people trying to do it.
Yeah, so they actually just dropped it. So last year, for my age group, 40 to 45, the time was 3:15. And I think the quote-unquote slowest person got in with a 3:13:30 or something like that.
6:52 is no joke.
Yeah, I know. Now I know I can do it because I've been able to run that fast, and all you have to do is just incrementally get up and up and up and train more. So, the first time I saw you, I think, when I came to see you at the chiropractor, I was training for the San Diego Marathon, and I had a nutrition issue. I ran 20 miles in 2.5 hours. I was right on target to hit 3:15, and then lacked sodium intake. I just started cramping, and the last 6 miles took an hour and 15 minutes.
And there's a big movement in not just distance athletes, but even in explosive athletes, and you're probably nearing the end of this.
So it's like 3.5
more
months
than
left
enough.
over. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we're good.
that's set for 10. To take more sodium in. And you and I talked about that.
I have base salt. You know, that's the little
Yes.
the little thing. You basically just pop the top, like your thumb. It gets a little spot.
While
in your
you're
thumb.
running,
I run with the little canister in my pocket.
I was just going to ask, where do you store it?
It's like that fat and like that big.
And so now you don't run with a Camelback or pack.
I run with a bottle of water in my waistband.
Oh man, that drives me crazy because the water slosh.
Well, it used to until I moved to Phoenix, where you can't run 3/4 of a mile without a sip of water. So I learned fast.
Good point.
Is that it?
that's it. So, you know, you can get changed if you want, or if you want to, you know, go out with the robe, I guess we can arrange that.
Cover the holes in the robe.
We don't need all that.